Greetings and welcome back to yet another episode of Dark Souls 3. Why I enunciated the welcome there because this is a welcome emote and it's one of the most iconic emotes in Dark Souls, I think, at least if you've played the game. If you haven't, then of course it's not, but it's one of those fun ones. So what I did, I kind of cleared the area here and went back to the bonfire. I wasn't really too fond of how it started. So I just decided to redid it. But nevertheless, in the previous episode, we managed to get to Farron Keep. We got to even a bigger swamp, which is not a surprise, I guess. There has been a swamp, I think, in every single Dark Souls game until date. Maybe even Demon Souls. Demon Souls is like the game that came before Dark Souls, and then the Dark Souls was the spiritual successor of Demon Souls. So yeah, I'm not too fond of it, but at least this swamp doesn't seem as bad as the previous one. At least it's well lit, and I still think it looks kind of cool, for what it's worth. So I guess in this episode what we're going to be doing is just exploring the swamp a little bit. Oh, Esther Shard, well that's a nice one. Can I avoid poison? Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm willing to wait until the poison actually dissipates before I continue, but there seem to be stairs there, so I hope I can actually get to there without getting poisoned, because that would be quite a hassle. I did kind of go through this area. I found a few Titan shards and things like that, but nothing too nothing too significant. But considering there was an Esther Shard there, I feel like it's my own duty to actually try to just loot as many things as possible. There's usually good things hidden in the swamp. I feel like it's the perfect area to hide things in, just because it's so big and so barren. And people aren't really willing to explore it because, you know, the sludge, the mud. People generally don't tend to enjoy things like that. But yeah, I feel like it's a nice way to just kind of traverse the environment. Who are you? These guys seem like the Dark Wraiths to some extent. Actually, they look just like Dark Wraiths from Dark Souls 1, except they don't have a shield. They don't seem to get poised when I hit them. Like, they don't stagger, which I'm not a fan of, but I'm sure that this can be dealt with. They don't seem to attack that aggressively, which is a surprise to me, because they seem like they would. Like, they're a very... Usually, I mean... Oh, there's the Dark Hand. Usually, you would expect enemies who are skinny to attack faster. I mean, just as a general game design choice, I feel like that's how you convey information. When something is big and bulky, of course, that means it's slow, but it deals a lot of damage, and when something is tiny, that means it attacks fast, usually. But yeah, this guy just doesn't seem to flinch whenever I hit him, which is annoying, but they don't seem to have like very hard attacks to predict or dodge. But I don't want to face multiple amount of them, because I feel like they'll burn through the Estus really fast. But yeah, we managed to beat him. Pale Tongue and Cracked Red Eye Orb. I hope there really aren't more of them. That would have been nice. Sage's Skull. Oh, I guess we can use this to reinforce our weapons. Imbue them with magic. That sounds like a good one. Also, I never realized how creepy some of these areas are. They're literally... they're not gravestones. I think they're just like ways to scare people off from the swamp. But trust me, you don't need to scare me any more than I'm scared right now. I hear weird squishy sounds. Please not the leeches. I have a torch. I'm not afraid to use it. Something's gonna attack me, I'm certain. What's this? I just realized that there's something here. You're not a nice thing, I assume. I assumed you weren't. So this is like a dog Medusa thing. Person. Snakes for its head. Also quite scary. I have a long range on my weapon, but not that long. So I assume you're the witch of this area? Okay, it doesn't seem to have that many attacks, and I'm just being a little bit afraid because I don't know its moves. But that one seems easy to dodge and easy to exploit. As soon as I say that, of course, it hits me. No, don't hit me, don't hit me. That wasn't what I would consider eating, but it definitely did a lot of damage. And now it's bloodlusted, because it's emitting a red glow. Usually red glows means something is angry and it's trying to kill you. Which we knew before, to be honest, but... Okay, so I guess we're gonna try again. There's no reason not to. Should I cut to there? I feel like I should, because the path there is kind of tedious. There aren't a lot of things in our way. And I guess I'll just pick this thing up. Oh, this is the deep swamp. I don't like the deep swamp. Iron Flesh. Alright, that's a spell. That's a pyromancy. So yeah, I suppose I'll meet you back. The woman, the hound, Medusa, beast, demon dude, woman, something. I'm not sure. Let's see you there. Alright, so I figured instead of going back there and just retrieving my souls, I didn't have a lot, and I figured I picked up everything that's important. I might just as well come up the stairs and see what actually lies here. There seems to be more Medusa dudes here, which I'm not too fond of. But it's one that seems to be a little bit less jumpy, so I think that's a good... How did that hit me? I literally just rolled into a fire. Whoops. Alright, going back up the staircase again, and I was here before and this thing managed to kill me. I rolled into a fire. I'm not sure if I'm gonna show that, probably not because I'm explaining what happened, but it was a bit embarrassing to say the least. And let's try not to repeat the same mistake again. It doesn't seem to have a lot of poise, so I can just re-shot it. I'm just afraid to pull the trigger. Like, it feels like I still haven't learned my lesson. I just need to be aggressive, damn it. And this is very atypical for me, to be aggressive, but damn it, I'm gonna do it if this means this is how I beat these enemies. Extinguish 3 flames and open the door to Wolf's blood. Is this the first flame? I assume so. I don't want to even start to think about the logistics of how these flames work in order to make this happen, and I assume at the end it's gonna open the door or something like that. But that is seriously impressive. Like, I've seen magic, I've seen pyromancy, but this is next level. Let's just die. Thank you. See, they're not hard if you just commit, and I just need to commit. I think that's my biggest lesson. I need to take... And it's a lesson I've been trying to learn for forever now, and I just can't seem to get it. But yeah, okay, so we're extinguishing flames. So I assume this is just one of the 3 that's hidden in the swamp or around the swamp. So we need to find 2 more, at least 2 more. Maybe it's lying. Maybe we need to actually extinguish 4 flames. Although that wouldn't be that poetic. Usually 3 is like that storytelling magic number, right? There's monkey thing there. I don't want to fight it, to be honest. At least not in the deep swamp. Maybe in the shallow swamp. That sounds so wrong. Like, why is there a distinction? I mean, I know why there's a distinction. It's very obvious as to why the distinction is there, but... Oh, this one is the jumpy one. Oh, they have no HP. That's good. Come on, jumpy. Yeah, it makes sense that these enemies are weaker because they're in the deep swamp, so the developers don't want you fighting something you have to really dodge hard for. It's just about positioning and just actually using your environment to your advantage. I like that when you play the game you can actually see the thought that's been put into it by the developers. I really appreciate that because it does give you an indication that they knew what they were doing, they just weren't doing things to be cheap. Like when something is difficult, they intended it to be difficult. Like that thing, for example. I swear, I don't know what this game is. I swear I'm not scripting this because every time I say an ironic statement that's maybe not as ironic as it make it sound to be, something like this comes up. And if you haven't seen it, look at it now. You see this thing? You see this thing? I don't know what it is, but it seems difficult. Are we going to fight it? Yes, you know we are. You damn well know we are trying to fight it. I'm not sure how we're gonna attract its attention. I mean, I know how. Are you a bad thing? Maybe it's a nice one. Maybe he's a good guy. Assume not. No, of course not. Oh god. It's angry. It has magic skulls. Magic skulls! Bless the trees for existing. What always gets me about these big enemies, like, if there's only one of them, it's not a problem, right? But I see 2 of them, and I'm not even sure if they respawn or anything like that. But... Yeah, see, that doesn't seem to be that difficult, to be honest. Like, if I use the tree as my natural cover, I think I might be able to do something here. Where did the other skulls come from? Ah, I didn't manage to complete the second swing kill before another skull hits you. Okay, that wasn't that bad. The only problem is it was in the deep swamp, so I wasn't able to dodge, but kind of leading him to the ledge actually was a pretty good strategy, and they're not that difficult, so I'm totally looking forward to killing the other one. Or maybe this is another one of those torches I need to put out. Yeah, it is. I see the fire on the top. I like how there are trees. Like, the game tells you to look up to kind of look at the flames, so you can actually see what's lit and what's not. Yay, let's do it. So I was talking, I like how the game encourages you to look up to kind of see where the flames are. And as a result, of course, you get to appreciate the scenery and just the bushes and the trees and things like that. I like that. Because games just in general have a hard time convincing a player to look up. Like, that's one of the main, I won't call it the main, but like one of the big problems that exist inside of, not gaming, but game design, level design, things like that in general. It's something that's like just a big thing, I suppose. For them to resolve it in such a way to kind of indicate it to a cutscene, I think that's a good one. I think it's an elegant solution for what it's worth. I hate the skulls. Let's just get this out of the way. Oh, when it strikes down, it creates more skulls. All right, that makes sense. That thing has a splash radius of too much. God damn it. Okay, maybe on foot they're a bit more difficult to deal with. I don't want to encounter the splash zone again. Get me out of the splash zone. Okay, the splash zone. I never know when the splash zone is gonna hit, so I need to be on my feet. Dodge well. I walked into the fire. I mean, rolled into the fire. He can hit me from behind? Okay, I didn't know he had that attack. I knew he hit me in front. But not if I'm like to the side or behind him. I kind of went quiet there for a second. That always happens when you're fighting a tough enemy in Dark Souls, I find. It's what makes it exciting. I guess the other direction to go, like we've already put 2 flames on, so the other direction I'll go in is to the left now, because there was one like in the middle, and there was one to the right, and I feel like the other one has to be where we were before. So I guess I'll meet you back there at the Medusa dog demon thingy. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world! It truly doesn't belong in this world, just look at it. It's horrible. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that, because I can't judge a monster based on how it looks. I need to judge a monster by its actions. And this one tried to kill me, so I just assume it's a bad monster. It's a bad one. This seems like the pathway to the third. Maybe you're right. Yeah, this seems like to be the third one. I assume so. Yeah. I like it when I use my brains and it turns out to be a good idea. Like I said, I need to go back to where I was before. There's where the third torch lies, and I was correct. So let's extinguish this one as well. That looks like a cool scenery, like when you enter just a bunch of spears and, like, not dead bodies, but weapons of enemies. Seems like a cool one. And I wonder where that door is. I see a bonfire right behind these guys. You know what this means? It means they were not holding back, boys. I'd go Super Saiyan. No. I just need to heal. Oh man, of course they're all three would trigger at the same time. They don't have a lot of HP, so that's what kind of makes me feel a bit more comfortable. Okay, that was so bad. Wow, what's this attack? He went ballistic. Someone stop this man. I need to dodge. One is just spewing poison, the other one went crazy. Where did he go now? Oh, they retreated. Ha, good for you. I have fire bombs, I'm not afraid to use them. Also have throwing knives. I'll use one just to see how much damage it does. How did I miss? I'm poisoned already, sucker, so... Oh right, if I don't get rid of my poison, I'll just die. Wait, I'll need an ember. I think that's the best course of action. Why did he start going aggressive now when he saw me eating an ember? They're smart. Alright, so... He's making weird predator noises. Alright, so one more and he should... How did I miss? You think you're better than me? Huh? You think you're better? Because you have a wooden shield? I mean, I have a wooden shield too, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but... I was making a reference back to the start where I started out with the plank shield. Literally a plank of wood. I guess if you say a plank, it's already implied that it's wood. Like, it can be a plank of metal, or can it? I'm not sure. Let's buff. Sharpen up our shed, and then go in. Could this guy stop for crying out loud, man? I thought that poison was gonna instantly get me, but that wasn't the case. I was just afraid for no reason. Again, just be more aggressive, Alan. Just take initiative. Just get in there. This is a bonfire. I just realized I just turned on the bonfire. I was so preoccupied with thought about how I'm gonna get past the next enemy. I totally forgot there's a bonfire here. Oh, there's the door we just opened. Huh, okay, I guess this will make for a very interesting end of the episode and also a very interesting start for the next episode. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and I hope to see you next time.